have a very, very special guest.
You think?
Today with us.
Really?
Usually it's just us. Now we actually have the guy.
Good man.
Unified WBO and WBA flyweight champion Brian Villoria. Welcome to For the Win.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
for-
having me. I watched this a lot on
Thank
the
you for
internet,
visiting.
and, to be on here, it's my pleasure.
No, it's not.
My-
It's our
My
pleasure.
pleasure.
And we apologize for the things you watched.
I've been keeping an eye on all you guys'
All right,
comments. No.
So Brian, winning the fight, like how big was it for you? I mean, is this the biggest win of your career?
I gotta have to rank it up there, with the Segura fight, with the Solis fight, but given the significance of what happened and what was at stake, I had to rank this as one of my best fights of my career and one of the the premier echelon on that. Two champions going at it. Nobody was a challenger. These guys, I had a title and Marquez had a title, and we both put it on the line for all the marbles. So for that alone, it was already. I knew how big it was and how important it was for me to go and win this fight. So yeah, it had to be one of my most important fight in my career.
I agree. I was jumping like a kid in that room when we were watching.
He was
it, like,
hugging Dan next up.
Yeah, I told him about
I
that
was
the other
talking
day.
about that.
He is huggable though, but yeah.
So is Carlos. So
Yeah. Let's not go there, man. Let's just talk about the fight.
In the first round, coming into the fight, how did you want to deal with Tyson? You knew that he was coming in to attack, and how did you plan to face that attack?
we knew he was also a good counterpuncher.
Okay.
Yeah, and for some of the fights that we saw, when he got pressured, he would go in counterpunching mode. And for this fight, I knew how important it was for us to go down to the body early and to slow him down and to try to gain that respect from him early on into the fight. So we felt as if we needed to put our best foot forward just early in the fight, so for him to keep him honest, to keep him at his heels, and not try to dictate the fight, and having us to control the fight early on.
One of the more dramatic side stories when it comes to that fight is the angle of Robert Garcia.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the other side of the fence.
Yep.
On the other side of the camp.
We should totally devote one more episode.
That's one whole
Robert
episode right
Garcia.
there. And last time I talked to Brian, I told him about us noticing when he looked back at the corner of Marquez after that spectacular 5th round, and he knew who he was looking at. And Brian told me what happened, and it was very interesting to hear. We'd like to hear it again, champ. What was going on in your mind, and was it surreal? What was the overwhelming emotion going through you?
People
there?
have to understand the history between Robert and I prior to going to that fight, and leading up to this fight with Marquez. And we had a relationship. We worked together for 2.5 years. He knew how I was and how I functioned as a fighter. And we worked together for the Solis fight and for the fights before that, and for one fight after that, and so we gotten to know each other throughout the years, and as fighter and as trainer, and just the breakdown of what happened, and him having us to have this I guess, how do you say it, this.
It's a bad breakup.
Yeah, like a bad breakup, man. We both we had our misunderstanding. Not so misunderstanding. Our relationship was was put on hold, and for us it was just the way he went about doing breaking up the relationship as fighter, and it was hard. It was
douchey.
You could say that. For in better terms, I think it was kind of shady.
Yeah.
For me, it was the way he called up his assistants and told me, "Don't let Brian to the gym. If you want him."
Man, it got that bad?
It was that bad.
They locked Brian out of the gym.
Yeah, I mean, we
Oh boy.
we had our we kind of butt heads towards the ending of our relationship, and so for him to go as far as that, and not letting me finish up the the camp in his gym. He told me, sorry, you're not welcome here anymore. We have our differences, and that was the word I was trying to look for. We had our differences. All I wanted him was to be honest with me, and he couldn't go about that. And we felt as if he was more of like an opportunist than he went for another opportunity that presented itself. And I felt as if at that point he kind of pushed me to the side, and so that's what the whole behind the story was between me and Robert Garcia, and I took it in stride. I was like, it is what it is. He had to do what he had to do, but I need to take care of myself also. Find some coaches that are willing to put the time in and to help me prepare for the fights. And so I did that, and we found it was a transition stage for us. Frankie Lau stepped into the picture to take over with my fight against the Thai fighter, and then we found Mario Morales, who I worked with early in my career. I've gotten accustomed to his way of training, and so it wasn't like I went into Mario Morales' stable cold. I knew how he functioned, I knew how he worked, and so we made that partnership, and leading up to like the Solis fight and all that, and won another world title under his watch, and then comes the fight with Marquez, and we found out that Marquez called Robert Garcia to help him prepare for me, which I feel like was a slap in my face. Literally, because he was like, wow, you kicked me out of the gym, now you're preparing this fighter to knock me off from my throne, or to look for to defeat me. And I felt like I felt like I was betrayed somehow, and all that relationship we had in the past kind of just pushed it on the side and be like, I'm gonna beat you, and I felt like that. I felt like that move was focused solely on making me look bad and making me lose in that fight.
Right.
And so when I was training for this fight, I was like, not only fighting Marquez, but I have to prove something against Robert Garcia. And mind you, he was trainer of the year last year.
Yeah, right.
And he's this remarkable winning streak with his other fighters, with Rios and Maidana and even Nonito, and so I'm like, all right, let's get it on. And that move alone just made me extra hungry. And
we saw that.
Yeah. No, we didn't see it. We felt it.
Oh yeah.
We actually felt
that was awesome.
it.
That was
The last time I saw someone look at the trainer that way, Manny Pacquiao was looking at Floyd Mayweather while Hatton was asleep. That was the last time I saw that look, and when I saw that look on you, I was like, this guy is serious.
When people look at that fight and you saw me not looking at Marquez trying to get up, not looking at my corner to gain, to get some instructions from them. When I looked over at Robert Garcia, all that frustration that had built up for me in the past, and all the things that we went through, and just being locked out of the gym, just being kicked out, and just being thrown to the side, and all of that was just looked over at Robert, and when we met eyes, he was like, all the things that was going through my head, I was hoping that he could somehow osmosisly, receive it. Osmosisly, if there's such a word, receive it. And I was like, dude, for me, I felt like it was more of a revenge factor on that part, more so than just beating Marquez the way it did, and it had so much more meaning, and that was the type of depth, of that situation. And for me, it was almost like that sweetness of that victory,
Take that.
Yeah, it was almost like
Take
that.
that.
And for me, I was like, if I could. I had a glove on, but but it was sweet, and I felt so much of a relief knowing that I went through that for a reason, and it just came up to that point, and I looked at Robert, and I was thinking to myself, your fighter's on your ground. It's not going to be pretty the way I'm going to end this if you don't step in right now.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was thinking I'm going to enjoy this as much as me knowing that you're watching it.
Yeah.
But I know it's just that feeling over it. I'm not usually like that. I'm usually mellow and calm.
Yeah.
But in that situation, I was like, I wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
And that was what that look was. And that was the type of story people don't understand, don't know the history between that then.
Right in the 10th round, after that left hook, did you know that it was done?
I knew it was almost the finish line. I could see it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's gonna be weird, but I wanted to last longer.
Oh, you did?
He was living the moment, man. Nandun eh, di ba?
I wanted.
Nandun eh.
I wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And when Robert stepped in, it was almost like snatching that steak away from that,
Hungry tiger.
Yeah. And I really, it sounds brutal, and it is.
It is, yeah.
It is.
You wanted to finish it, but you wanted
I
12
wanted-
more rounds to do it.
I wanted to finish it. I wanted to, just have the referee kind of 10 and be like. And for Robert, I think, it was sweet nonetheless.
Yeah.
But in that primal stage, you just really want to finish it. And Robert stepped in and stopped it, which is cool. But for me, that was my feeling at that moment. Which is, I know it's brutal. It's a brutal sport. And, if you don't have that killer instinct, I guess, then.
At the end of the day, I mean, you could have written a better script than your old trainer waving the white flag for his new fighter, which made Brian Villoria the unified WBA and WBO flyweight champion.
Yeah.